Welcome to the Test Security and the Caveat Allegations Reporting Tool portion of the February DAC trainings. My name is Shara Savage. I am a program consultant in the Office of Assessment and Accountability. First, let's look at test security. In order to maintain the integrity of assessments, test security guidelines have been developed to be used by district assessment coordinators, the DACs, building assessment coordinators, the BACs, test administrators, and anyone involved with the administration of state assessments. Following these guidelines will ensure no student has access to any form of assistance or materials that could provide an unfair advantage. The primary goal of test security is to protect the integrity of the assessment and to ensure that the results are accurate and meaningful. Test security is everyone's responsibility, from KDE down to the students taking the assessment. Make sure that all information about testing is making it to the people administering the test. Ultimately, the teachers and proctors are the ones who generally will have the allegations against them if something goes wrong. Don't put anyone in a situation to have an allegation filed because they didn't know what or how they were supposed to handle something. Have a set of procedures in place for counting and checking in and out the test materials. Vendor analysis of results help narrow down issues. Engaged proctor means that the proctor is actively moving and monitoring to be sure students are following directions in the appropriate section of the test booklet and student response booklet or the online test session, and keeping only allowable items on the testing stations. The administration code is required for everyone involved with administering any state assessment, online or paper. The training can be delivered in several formats, in person or using district's online learning system. KDE also offers these trainings as well. The administration code trainings can be located on the KDE website. Anyone who is involved with state assessment must receive the administration code training annually. For those providing or assisting with accommodations, they must receive the administration code and the inclusions of special populations training. Many districts do not require both trainings to be completed by all test administrators and parties involved with state assessments. This is a local decision that may be enforced without the consent of KDE. It is important to know when a student's accommodations have been changed close to testing. Caution shall be used prior to making education plan changes related to accommodations near or with the state required assessment window. Changes may occur based on the time an annual meeting is to occur. It is important that any changes made is supported through data and evidence. In addition, ensure the students' accommodations has been locked down after any changes. The inclusions of special populations training can be located on the KDE website as well. In monitoring and conducting observations, KDE has observed areas that can be problematic for field staff, such as scripts need to be read in their entirety. If a student receives a scribe, the student shouldn't be writing unless the student chooses to do so. It is important to know when it is appropriate to paraphrase and when it is not appropriate. It is also important to ensure that all training is complete by everyone involved with any state assessment. Test administrators may paraphrase directions from the Test Administration Manual, the TAM. Scripts of the student's IEP or 504 plan allows for paraphrasing. The Program Service Plan, or the PSP, must allow simplified language. Whether the test booklet is online or paper, paraphrasing test items prompts is not allowed. However, test administrators may paraphrase test section directions from the test booklet if the student's IEP or 504 plan allows for paraphrasing. The PSP plan must allow simplified language. Here are some important steps to think about during any state assessment. Training all staff involved. Additional staff may be needed to actively monitor students while testing. Maintain test security of all secure materials from the time they arrive until they are shipped back to the vendor. You may need a technology staff for troubleshooting if testing online. Printing student tickets, testing tickets prior to test day and keeping them secure. Seating charts are required for all state assessments. As a reminder, it is vitally important to know the assessment being given, as vendor policy differs from KDE from time to time. For example, ACT requires seating charts to be filled out on their form. However, KDE does not require an additional seating chart. The ACT seating chart is acceptable to KDE. Just keep a copy on file. The observations by KDE this year due to COVID are tentative at this time and could also be a virtual visit. Secure materials will vary slightly by assessment. But let's look at our most prevalent test, K-Prep, to better understand what are secure materials. For online testing, you will see test tickets and seal codes created from the PAN system for TestNav, which is used by students to test. Once these items are printed, you must keep them secure until they are distributed on the test day. After test tickets and seal codes have been used, they will be returned to the bag to be securely destroyed. Scratch paper is available to students in both the online and paper pencil testing formats. Scratch paper is considered a secure material since test questions or answers could be gleaned from these papers. The move to online testing has allowed schools to print the test ticket on a single page so that the student may use the rest of the page as scratch paper. It is important to note, please train and learn your specific test assessment. For an example, ACT does not allow scratch paper on paper testing. Secure materials are items that include test content. For example, the tests themselves or scratch paper, or provides access to test content, such as seal codes, test tickets, etc. Whether testing online or with paper, test security is of the utmost importance. Therefore, it is important to point out that all online testing refers to in-person training with trained staff. At this time, KDE and the Administration Code regulation does not permit remote proctoring for any state assessment. Now, let's take a look at the online reporting platform for allegations. As much as we try to have the perfect test administration, test irregularities can occur. Sometimes the irregularity will arise to an allegation. Determination if a test irregularity is an allegation should be made by the DAC. Allegations are investigated by KDE. The investigations require documentation of the incident to be submitted and can include an additional school visit and interviews with those involved, students and staff. As a reminder, the new tool for allegations is now online with Cavion Core. As the DAC, please ensure your account ID has been created. The links to Cavion account and Caveon directions can be found on the KDE website on the Assessment Support/Allegation Reporting page. Now let's take a look at some important Caveon reminders. It is important that all relevant documents that are to be uploaded with the allegations report should be collected in advance. However, in the case that this cannot occur, a report can be temporarily saved as draft. Please keep in mind that the report in draft status is not officially a report, therefore will not be processed. Once all the necessary documentation has been collected, please remember to return to the report to upload and save to submit. Before filing, record the date and time of the incident. List all of those involved, such as staff, volunteers, students. Identify content area and test parts impacted. Identify specific content questions. Record what you learn. Report the incident. Collect the support documents for all allegations in advance of filing. Collect the support documents for allegations regarding special education issues before filing. Complete the KDE Core Incident Reporting Form application. Then connect to KDE Core Allegation Reporting, and remember only authorized individuals can access the secure application. It is important to remember you can save as draft at any time and return later to finish filing. But please do not resubmit an allegation. If you have additional questions or need additional information on reporting of an allegation, please contact Beth Bells in the Office of Legal Services. This concludes the testing, security, and the Caveon Allegations Reporting Tool portion of the February DAC trainings. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact us at 502-564-4394 or at dacinfo@education.ky.gov. Thank you for your time.